Hey everybody, Nathan Ronen here with the final part, the third part of a three-part series on Nathan, how do I pass this level 3 exam and get my charter? What are the mistakes that you're seeing? I've discussed the first two major mistakes that I've seen candidates make over the almost 30 years of teaching experience that I have, along with mock exam grading experience. And I discussed the first one and the second one in parts 1 and 2. If you haven't watched those, definitely seek those out on my YouTube channel. Watch them first before you even watch this one, because they will make sense because they build on each other. Okay? And I'd also suggest, if you're not subscribed, press the subscribe button and the notifications bell so that you can continue to receive these updates on a weekly or bi-weekly basis as I post them to the YouTube channel and other forms of social media. Okay, Nathan, what is that third mistake? I'm dying to know what that third mistake is. Well, again, this is not an exhaustive list. This is only what I consider the third major mistake I see people making when they're studying for the level 3 exam and what's keeping them from the charter. They're not doing good practice questions. They're not doing the right kinds of practice questions. In other words, they have poor practice question strategy. And what does that basically mean? Most candidates are focused on quantity of questions over quality of questions. Now, for example, for the February 2024 exam, I had a number of people reach out to me earlier than that and say, Nathan, I'm taking the exam. It was either for the 4th or the 5th time. I'm not even talking about first or second time. 4th or 5th time, and they were panicking because they know that they can only take the exam 6 times, and after taking the exam 6 times as a computer-based exam, they're out of the program. The end. And all the work that they did at level 1 and level 2 is for naught. They wanted to avoid that. They had tried doing it themselves with the curriculum readings and just trying on their own. They also tried other prep providers, and for whatever reason, it just didn't work. So I asked them, and I asked all of them, well, what did you do to practice? Well, I did the end of chapter questions. I did the Q bank from CFA Institute. I did a Q bank sometimes from the prep provider. I did those gray box, blue box questions in the curriculum learning ecosystem or in the readings themselves. And I'm like, yeah, so everybody else does that. Did you actually read the curriculum? No. Okay. How many mock exams did you do? Oh, good question. Well, I only had time to do 1 or 2 mock exams, maybe 3. So basically, you decided to run the marathon without ever practicing ahead of time to run a marathon. Not going to work very well. Okay. Now, I will tell you that of those 17 people that came over to me, and they ended up taking the February 2024 exam. This is like about a year ago. One of them actually failed and was finished with the program because they just decided not to follow what I was doing. They just figured it's their last chance and they're just going to keep doing what they're doing. And then the others actually did pass. Well, Nathan, you're just trying to say that everybody that works with you will pass. Never said that. I don't have a 100% pass rate, and I'm never going to say that to you. It's a lie. But what I am going to say is that a lot of people do pass. And that's because they follow what I ask them, what I tell them to really do so that they can get through this. Basically, in a nutshell, practice builds understanding. You need to practice because practice builds understanding and not familiarity. Okay. So just doing a set number of questions or a little amount of practice at the end isn't going to get you to where you want to be. Okay. And doing a volume of questions just for the sake of it, again, quantity over quality, isn't going to get you there either. There's no guarantee that if you do every question in the Q bank from CFA Institute or some other provider that has a database of questions that you're going to pass the real exam. Because those questions many times are unidimensional questions. They're based on a specific reading. They're not integrating the concepts. They're not integrating the modules or the readings. They're not integrating the learning outcome statements. That is what the exam does. So there's a complete disconnect between the questions that you're doing and the real exam. And people are experiencing that often over and over and over again. So what's the solution, Nathan? How do I solve this? Well, first of all, when you're doing questions, make sure you're using good questions. When you're working with me, I'm going to tell you what the good sources are, what you should be focusing on, what you should not be focusing on. But most important, I'm going to emphasize to you to focus on why you got a question right, and then read the answers very carefully why the other choices were wrong or what was wrong in the essay to do. And then do the opposite. Focus on every question you got wrong, see why it's wrong, learn why it's wrong, and why the correct answer was correct. And that again can be from just doing essays or item sets. But very, very important what I'm about to say now. You have to practice exam style questions. A lot of prep providers just like to provide you with PowerPoints and slides and go through and regurgitate the readings because that's what worked at level 1 for you and may have worked for you at level 2. But with no emphasis whatsoever on how to do the essays, how to write the essays, how to give correct answers to those constructed responses the way the graders are looking for it. Why not? Because that takes time, and that also takes a requirement that they actually sat for the level 3 exam and got their charter. That's something you should be looking into as well and asking before you buy a product. Did this person actually sit for the exam? Do they have the letters CFA after their name? Did they actually pass the level 3 exam? Did they get their charter? Do they know what they're talking about? Or are they just going to give me like general guidelines that I could figure out on my own? Okay, that's not what I do. I will actually do 50 essays with you. And in those lecture videos, I'll take 50 essays throughout, they're embedded throughout the videos, and I will actually show you, not tell you how to do the essay, show you. And I will show you how I would write out the answer if I were a candidate, why I'd get all the points, some of the points, or none of the points if the grader was grading it. And you will learn firsthand, early on, not 2 weeks before the exam, how to write the essays, how to address the different command words, how to differentiate between explain, discuss, describe, evaluate, prepare, construct, justify. Oh my God, when I'm grading those essays like I am right now, I'm surprised at how people will just state something for a justified command word. Mind-boggling, and expect all the points. I will teach you how to do that. I will show you which mock exams to do, which mock exams to avoid, how to handle the mock exams, how many to do. I will obviously recommend to you to get mock exams like mine that will actually provide you with valuable grading and feedback so that you could see what you're doing wrong, why points are being deducted, because on exam day, they're not going to provide that to you. That is value added. Just going over questions at the end of the chapter and reading the solutions to you from the curriculum books, anybody can do that. You got the solutions there anyway. What do you need them to read the book to you? So this is value added, is doing exam style questions like I have in the videos, getting mock exams that people will grade you on it so that you know what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right, and getting feedback on it. And then, of course, learn from the mistakes and not worry about your scores. Okay? Worrying about your scores is useless because nobody, including myself, can give you a replica of the real exam. Nobody will and nobody can. So you've got to take your scores with a grain of salt and learn from them and make sure that you don't repeat those same mistakes, but not worry about, oh, I got an 80, so I'm going to pass, or oh, I got a 30, so I'm going to fail. No connection whatsoever, no correlation. As I said, you just got to do exams from multiple sources. Conclusion. Are you going to conclude this, Nathan? Yes, I am. You got two options left for you. Okay. One of them is not to listen to a damn thing I'm saying right now and just do it on your own. Use spend a lot of money. Hopefully, you'll get the exam done in one try and that'll be it. But you might end up sitting multiple times and spending a lot more money on registration fees and obviously your time. A lot of candidates just don't value their time. Time is money. People don't have time to sit all day long and spend 6 months and another 6 months and another 6 months taking an exam that should be passed on the first try. So you could do the do-it-yourself approach, hopefully save yourself some money, but maybe in the long run spend a lot more money. The other one is to get an experienced instructor, a good program, and solid materials that will supplement the CFA curriculum, but also at level 3, teach you how to do the essays, show you how to do the essays primarily, and actually give you grading and feedback on your essays. That's what Chalk and Board does, and I'd like to do it for you. Okay, that's the little sales pitch there. Hope you got something out of these 3 videos. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, on chalkandboard.org. That's CHALK and AND, board, BOARD. That's chalkandboard.org. My phone number is there. My email is there. You can fill out our contact us form. Happy to help you to get through level 3. Let's get this charter, babe. Come on, let's move on. Let's not waste summers and winters and all the rest sitting and studying over and over again. I want to help you get it done. All you got to do is reach out. Thanks for listening, and I hope these 3 series were valuable to you. Bye-bye.